That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. And thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
We are live.
Excellent.
Welcome to the Dead Hedgehogs, guys.
Welcome as right. Now,
My name is Chris.
My name is Chris. My name is Stephen, aka Cowboy Laughing.
So, how are you getting on?
I'm getting on great. Before we even start talking, I want to make sure that the sound is okay.
Well, we'll soon find out. They'll
Let us
soon
know,
tell us.
Let us know about the sound.
Yeah, I think I know what happened the last night.
What happened?
See the way I have this text box placed here?
Yeah.
That's actually a video. And I think I had that unmuted.
Okay.
So that was feeding back into the machine. And it was going round and round and round. But
Okay.
I'll have a listen now. Guys, tell us what this if there's an issue with the sound.
Sound is good.
Good.
Thank you
Perfect.
very much.
Yeah.
Tim, is it?
I was going around in absolute circles the last night, going, "Oh, what's happening? What's happening?" But I wasn't actually looking at the most simple thing, which is usually is.
Perfect. Ethan says the sound is good too. What is the crack, Ethan? Hope all is well. Hope you're all
Robbie's in the mix. How you doing, Robbie?
well. Right. Now
Tim
I can relax. Now I can relax because the last day I was all buzzed up down in Kerry, and when we were on this, for anyone that wasn't on the live, did I do something there?
You did, yeah.
What did I do? And we had Mihal, the barman, who had 2 or 3 nights with us as well, doing the live show. And Chris done a few minutes each night as well. So we'll be chatting about that in the next hour, 100%. And then we went to go live in podcast. You spent about an hour setting it up, if not more, setting it up.
I literally transported this whole studio,
The whole studio.
to Kerry,
Yeah.
set it up. This says the sound bollocks.
How is the sound now, guys?
Tell us if
Jade says we're good. Are you sure it's not just you, Sam?
let me know. 1 second. I'm seeing it fine on my end.
Was the crack, Liam? Hope you're well. We've just announced a show in Birmingham. Sound is okay. I think Sam is telling
Stop
Porky.
scaring us like that. Stop scaring us.
Telling Porky. Right. We're just after announcing a show in Birmingham on the 14th of March, which I'm really looking forward to. Last time we were in Birmingham, it was in Nortons of Digbeth. This time it is the Old Crown. So if anyone from Birmingham gets to see this, get to the show. Tried out a lot of new stuff down in Kerry over the last few days.
Also,
And,
a little bit of news. You might see it down the bottom. We've got a bunch of merch. I've attached it to the stream.
Excellent. Some merch, go check it out.
So you'll see it in the little corner underneath Cowboy is a beanie hat. with his
Excellent, yeah.
face on it.
We must get right into it and get all this, because I know a lot of people are looking for this particular one as well. So we'll try and figure that out. But there's loads of cool stuff. I seen Chris working on it there, and some of it is absolutely class. If you'd like to buy some merch, believe it or not, people love merch.
They love creamy pints.
Yeah,
And it is literally creamy pints merch.
it is definitely. It's about the safest thing I can talk about online at the minute.
maybe it's the easiest thing to talk.
People, cheers, Liam. I will look forward to seeing you there again and having some pints with you and chewing the curd. Yeah, so basically the only place I'll be able to properly express myself is at the live shows, because the way the pages are going, and if this is before even the hate speech law gets in, they're just cracking down on all sorts of crack. Well, as I was saying on the Instagram feed there, if people's pages are being taken down or being, obviously there's a glitch in the matrix at the minute, but apparently what they're doing is they're preparing for this hate speech law, something or other, giving out warnings on what will be warning and what won't be warning. it's going to be crazy for online creators like myself. Absolutely crazy. Like, you won't be able to curse, and I know some people don't like cursing, but most people do. Like, it's a comedic tool.
Well, it's that, and
It depends on what
also,
context and
like-
what tone you say it in as well.
Well, at the end of the day, cursing is part of everyday
Every day.
speech.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not 80s Catholic Ireland.
No, it's far from it. Well, it feels like we're going back to that, but not very Catholic. It's going to a different extreme altogether. But that's for another night's work. Like, I'm going to do a few posts on it in the next couple of days, but I have to be so careful what I say. Simple as that.
But at the same time, these are not public utilities. These are
Yeah,
private
I don't
companies.
buy that. There's a horse shit argument.
But it is what it.
It is what it is. But
Like,
there's a.
They're owned by.
I know what they're owned
billionaires.
by. I know what they're owned by. But they were a public platform for how long? They're always being perceived as a public platform. It was the public that made them what they are now.
I know, but at the end of the day, someone owns it.
Yeah.
They're hosted. It's a host.
Well, someone has to own everything.
Don't have to.
Well,
It can be
unless you're in
owned
a,
by the public. Publicly.
well,
traded.
what's owned by the public? Nothing is really owned by the public
Like-
either. When you think about it, the governments have their fish in it in everything.
Yeah, like
Um,
at the end of the day, if with the hate speech laws, like obviously it's controversial and it's going and it affects online creation definitely,
100%.
and it definitely affects like it gives more power to the state to do something about what's deemed hate speech.
Yeah, but what they don't even know what hate speech is.
Well, it's clearly defined that hate speech is clearly defined. You can't say that you don't know what hate speech is.
You ask the government, Chris. They don't know what the definition of hate speech is.
But their prerogative is to make it as broad as possible.
Yeah.
But people know what hate speech is.
Well, I mean, you know the difference between hate speech or satire
Well,
and what hate speech is. But
Sa-
when the government are asked what is hate speech, they turn around and they don't have a definitive answer. There's no definitive explanation.
They wouldn't want to leave something out of being hate speech.
Well, I mean, it has to
Whereas-
be. You have to define it.
And the other side of it is that
That's like saying, if one guard gets you and you have 10 pints on you, and there's no definitive law, and he looks at
of
you,
course,
it's ridiculous. There has to be a definitive line to what, but they're taking words instead of context and tone.
but context is always getting left out. These
Yeah.
days.
You see, context
Always-
is going to
context
be
is everything.
thrown out the window altogether.
Yeah.
Do
you know what it also does? It also stifles debate. So like what we want in here is a place where we can talk freely and openly disagree and not
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
and I would and
I'll
like
agree with that.
I would never want someone to not speak freely. That's
Yeah,
counterproductive.
yeah. But yeah.
You know.
But
like-
but like as well, you'll have to listen out to both sides of the argument, and then you
Yeah.
can choose whether to agree or not agree.
But I think while private ownership is over these these are massive behemoths of companies, like the Meta is
but they have
have
this.
so much
What
control.
what their control over is completely different. It's they have already not laws in, but they have rules in and guidelines in, which are getting shittier and shittier and weaker. There's no need for a hate speech law.
Yeah.
There is no, because Meta, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, not whatever it's called now, X, TikTok, YouTube, they all have their own guidelines, and
Yeah.
they're getting stricter and stricter.
And-
So what the government are what
And
the government are adding to it for, I don't know.
guidelines Are wrote up in such a obviously long, convoluted. No one ever reads the guidelines of these things.
Yeah, well, that's
Because
true.
they-
Yeah,
because they're so broad, it's so wide ranging that they could have the power to take anything down,
yeah.
and it's their prerogative to do that.
They're
Because-
taking some of my videos down. They're taking down
But
without me
you-
even
you know why
being
they're doing
being
that?
allowed to appeal it.
You know why they're doing that? They're doing that to sell to advertisers. They don't give a shit.
Oh yeah. Well, I know they don't. But eventually there'll be no one on these platforms.
Well, eventually that's how these things peter out anyway.
Yeah.
Like they survive on an advertising model. All the big these big corporations,
Mhm.
They don't care about usership. They care about sales to usership. So controversial topics, and if you approach a controversial topics as a comedian or as a free speech advocate or as a black rights advocate or a traveler in travelers' rights or whatever it is, you're all prone to being in the mix for being taken down or demonetized or whatever.
Yeah.
And the only way to get around that in the big term is to create your own platform or your own website and host your own content, have your own fans go to it, and cut out the middleman. Now that's extremely hard to do.
It's very hard to do. I mean, extremely hard to do, to start off a base from scratch. And look at our how long it's taken the YouTube page to get, and that's actually fast to get to 3,000. Where on Instagram,
like we had it started and then we stopped and we went back to it and we've got
YouTube is actually particularly hard to build up.
But like this last month, we've picked up 1,000 new subscribers. So thank you for coming to joining us, and that's amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
And we're constantly building the follower,ship, and that hopefully, but that's against what Meta wants. That's
Well, I know that, but
you have a huge page on Instagram.
Yeah.
And we can't pull 1/10 of it over to YouTube.
Exactly. That'll show you how difficult it is to get people from one platform to another. Well, they don't want it anyway. Facebook don't want it. Instagram don't want it. Meta don't want it.
It goes back to advertising.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to see people leave their platform.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as basically all this is built into an AI system, an AI model that it's listening to everything you say or do. So
that's another thing. I mean, an AI model that has no real emotional intellect.
Of course not. It can't be. It's artificial.
It's crazy.
So
it's getting on my tits is what it is.
So all those videos that are being pulled down by you is being pulled down by an AI model, and you have to basically go back and challenge that and say it's satire, and try and get a human to look at it.
They're not even doing that anymore.
No.
They're not even looking at it.
Yeah.
If they're taking something down, that's it. It's gone.
Starlight Sky says maybe get ready for Rumble. Rumble might be the way because they are.
What is Rumble?
Rumble's an alternative to say YouTube. YouTube are demonetizing platform or demonetizing people as well, and cutting people off. Like Russell Brand got cut off before his controversies.
What was he on? YouTube.
He was almost exclusively on YouTube.
Did he do it? Is he a wrong'un?
Again, it's hard to. I
don't know enough about that situation.
I wasn't in the room. I don't really know.
Yeah.
It seems a little like he was out fucking shagging left, right, and center.
Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with that. There's no law against that.
No.
As long as it's
consenting adults.
As long as consenting adults, yeah.
Did he use some influence to get him there? Probably did.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very difficult to know.
There's a difference between using his fame or his notoriety to get the hop than saying, do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Bend over, basically. Two different things.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to comment anymore on it because I don't know enough about the situation. I haven't read up on it.
And you don't want to assume. You can't assume someone's guilt. Like you can look at the evidence and assume someone's guilt, obviously. But when you don't have enough, I haven't looked into it enough.
Yeah.
I don't really care enough.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't want him doing any bad things.
No.
But I don't really care enough about Russell Brand to look into it too much. Although I did like him in the beginning when he had a tough upbringing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got to like him when he had the same a love for Jim Morrison.
Oh man, should everyone loves Jim Morrison?
Yeah. Well, no, I wouldn't say everyone, but he said he was the reincarnation of Jim Morrison.
Well, yeah, he was very high at the time.
Yeah, well, it might have been.
He might be.
He was on drugs since like 12 or 13 or something.
Cracking heroin.
Crazy stuff.
Again, I don't know. Maybe he has a lot of he had a lot of demons when he was growing up, and then obviously he struck it big, and had all the trappings of fame to go along with it. And That was Fame was different then.
Yeah.
Like Fame was like they like look at what himself and what's her name died, Amy Winehouse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was really close to Amy Winehouse. They were junkies together.
Yeah.
But like
Junkies in spirit.
junkies, they were hand in hand junkies, and like I don't know. It's very difficult.
Was Fame different, or our perception of Fame?
That our perception of like at the time now, anyone could be famous now.
Yeah.
If they get a following online or
Yeah.
whatever. Some people are genuinely not talented.
No.
But Russell Brand is a genuinely talented
Oh,
man.
I know that. I know that.
He is.
But look at the Logan Pauls, or the whatever their names are.
But they have a certain amount of talent. Like Logan Paul is certainly talented.
What's he talented at?
He's in the WWE.
Oh, he was.
He is in now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And when you
well,
look
I don't think
he looks. He's at.
Well, you see, I have a different
Well,
perspective, or I have a
they-
different approach to
He's
the
capitalizing
wrestling.
on his fame now,
Yeah.
right? But like, and he went.
What was
into
his initial talent? Again, I don't know enough
He
about
was a
him.
streamer.
Just a streamer.
Yeah.
Like doing what?
What we're doing right now,
All right, okay. Just chatting.
chatting video blogs.
Okay.
So he was making videos and videos, and he really went viral when it was horrendous actually. He went to this forest
Now I remember.
that and he filmed someone that had taken their own life.
Well, that's
And he was
cuntish.
wearing this goofy fucking hat, and he just looked like an idiot. Now,
And that didn't get taken down.
of course it got taken down.
Oh.
But then obviously it got
Well, that should be
re-uploaded.
taken down.
You know, of course.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
different.
But like, and he was a little bit soulless with it as well. It wasn't like it actually affected him at all
Wow.
because he was making content. He
Well-
was young and he was a dumb cunt, like, you know.
We'll get into some of these comments. Darren Boyle, the creamy pint beanie is slowly seducing me to a few pints. It's
He'll do that.
it's a slippery mistress.
if you get
So
it,
it
have
is.
it have it
Slippery
every day.
mistress. Starlight Sky, hey lads, all good. Even lights, great. You're lucky to have. I presume that's Galway powered out in the storm. Catherine, is there another storm already hit?
I think it's this evening. 8
This
o'clock.
evening?
Yeah.
Wow. Stay safe, guys. It's great that you're able to tune into us, or is this on the phone? How are things, James? Father Crilly, I love cursing. It's part of the Irish charm. It kind of is.
Yeah. Of course.
You know, the word, the CUNT word, the way it's delivered.
Like this idea of offensive language, I could be more offensive and still not curse.
Yeah.
I could be more offensive to you and
Yeah.
be harsher with it
Yeah.
without swearing.
Yeah.
Than the actual words. Words are all in context anyway.
In context. I mean, the Irish use the word, cunt.
Yeah.
As a term of endearment sometimes.
Yeah, because you're a lovely
I'll go
cunt.
on there, you cunt, you. We actually say
I've
that as
often
if
said, "Geez, you're some cunt."
yeah, exactly.
with
But
a smile.
it's all about the way you say it. But the more apart from that, that's only the softer side of things. My thinking is, if there's no hate speech law, we won't be able to say anything.
Yeah,
Against
again, I
clarity.
haven't actually seen. I've seen a lot of people talk about the hate speech law, but I've actually seen nothing about the legislation and what's written into it.
Exactly, but I don't even think the government know what the legislation is. That's my point.
We're debating something that I've actually seen nothing in text and what's going to be in it to actually know what they're going to be.
I must
pushing
actually
together.
read it thoroughly, and I know one man
'Cause
that
that-
has is Morris on the Long Acre page. He definitely has checked it out.
Also these days it has to go through two houses it has to go through the Shannon and the Dáil.
Yeah.
And the side of it could be watered down.
Yeah,
Like these things.
I think it should be
often-
abolished altogether.
Well, it should be, but
Cursing, James says, cursing is intrinsic to the Irish. 100% it is. We've used it. It's part of our culture, and I know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. It just is, and it can be used in a very funny and also, like I said, an endearing way. EMC, if you went on live simultaneously on YouTube and Insta, would it help boost views? We did do in the beginning, yes. So what we were doing was, and it does work. It's just if you're looking at the cameras, you can be looking at all the different cameras, So the idea is to try and boost the Instagram page. What we've done in the past is we've gone live on Instagram, and after about 10 or 15 minutes, we'd leave it on a cliffhanger. We'd say, when I was talking about Conor McGregor stout, or antics with Garen Noon, which, by the way, there's a bit of news coming on that later on for maybe the next podcast we do, or down the line. So we'll wait until now would have been a good time to leave Instagram. Do you understand what I'm saying? Leaving a cliffhanger like that, and it gets people onto the YouTube. So we might go back into it again, but we want to try and build up the YouTube channel in an organic fashion. Free Enoch Burke. Is he still in jail?
So while you say that, if there is anyone that's watching, please subscribe to the channel. It obviously boosts our algorithm, it pushes her up the main page, and we'll get more followers, and that means the group will grow, and we won't have this much of an issue with the meta platforms which we're having with Facebook and Instagram, because not everything that majority of your stuff is satirical.
Oh yeah, 100%. Then I'll put up a serious post.
Yeah, you do serious posts.
Yeah.
But
you'll know the difference. I won't do the at the end or the wink at the end.
Yeah, of course.
But you shouldn't have to wait to get to the end to figure out what a serious post is.
Of course.
If there's no expression in my face and I'm not doing splinking and cursing, well, generally it's a serious post, and I do throw them in. I threw them in. So I do.
Jeez, you're really
I know.
over the Kerry. And you've only got another couple of nights out in the lash this week.
Oh my God.
And
I have another 3 to come up. People. I as I said to someone last night, I made a joke on Facebook just to test it out, because I do plan on putting it into a video, and I was mad because a lot of my stuff was taken down. So the joke was, which I thought was funny, very funny. The joke was about this hate speech. So I said, when Leo Varadkar attempts to go to sleep at night, may the image of Barry Keoghan's massive flute keep popping into his head to wake him up. Actually, wait a minute. Be the way that he's gay. But the reference was the weapons.
It's like you got a speech impediment.
I know. Jesus.
Maybe you were in Kerry too long.
Maybe I wasn't Kerry too long.
Too far south for too long.
The reference was I made a video of that predicament happening about a week earlier. So it was in reference to that. And I was actually initially going to say it about Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
But then as I was driving in the car, I thought, actually, Leo Varadkar would be funnier. But that's the comedy of it.
Yeah.
But it done well. But not a lot of people, but a handful of people said, "Oh, that's homophobic," and all that. Everyone, as I said before, everyone is up for, and you're punching down.
Well,
I don't buy this punching down shit.
Well, that's not punching down.
No,
that's
definitely not punching down.
That's about taking the piss out of your own ignorance.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
It's like, hold on a second.
And if you're like, I don't think having a pop and a funny pop, if it's not funny, well then it's a pop.
Yeah.
But if you're taking a pop at the leader of, a country, who is there on the public platform, and they're going to get it. Simple as that. They're there and they know what's happening, and I don't think it was anyways in bad taste. But anyway, that was that one. What was my point there?
That the post shouldn't have been taken down because you mentioned Leo Varadkar's sexuality.
Yeah, well, it wasn't taken down,
which he used to his own advantage at times.
Yes, of course he did, and I think he's using it now for this hate speech thing. Tony Welling, what happened to Saturday's live chat? Well, we were just saying there, after Chris spending I'd say about 3 or 4 hours between taking it out of here and setting it up down in Kerry,
carrying it.
Just the sound was dead. There was no point in.
Well, yeah, it was. I think it was
better equipment we might get, even though our equipment is pretty good. Yeah. I'm way back here on the comments.
Do you know what it is? It's the fact that we're in our own studio and setup.
Yeah, a little bit more relaxed.
There's a comfort to it because I'm like, right, well.
Kent says, Chris, you may have to create a web page, then people who want to be there are there. 100% Kent. If that's the way we have to do it, that's the way we have to do it. Or just more live shows. Starlight Sky, $3. It's Catherine. It's Catherine. Okay. Rumble is the way so far. I must check it out. Russell is just a brand, though. Brand of what, though?
Russell is just a brand.
He's a brand of himself.
Yeah.
Let me see. Free Enoch Burke. I've already done that. Ken says literally anyone can be famous is an understatement. Most kids want to be an influencer. Yeah, there's actually.
Which is kind of sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. There's
Like
actually
people don't
a
be-
course now in Ireland. There's a course for influencers
Like
in Trinity or UCD. It's in a top college.
Like I'm not against kids wanted to explore their own talents, and if you want to be a creator and make videos,
Oh,
and
yeah.
do whatever, I'd be 100% for it. But the idea of like there's a lot of vacuous stuff on these platforms, like just shitty branding deals for fucking selling to young girls or young lads and selling makeup and fucking crap,
Yeah,
or
but
or using products or these influencers selling products and saying that they love it and use it and not actually ever touching the stuff
yeah,
at all.
yeah. There has to be, and I think people know that. I think people pick up on shit talk.
But like we know that we're older.
Yeah, maybe.
But like,
Oh, that's
the
true.
idea is to
That is
sell
true.
to young, impressionable
That is
teens
true.
and young people. Like.
And listen, if you can get in there, the likes of Garen Noon and all them, if you can get in there and get to the top of the game, there is a lot of money to be made in it.
Yeah.
But what's happening is kids are getting so transfixed into it, and when they're not getting the same traction, and all they're getting is they're leaving themselves open for abuse online, for trolling.
And there's a lot.
There's a lot. Like even I get fucking a lot of trolls, a lot of shit. But just that I'm thick-skinned. But when you're 18, 19 years of age, or 16, 17, 18 years of age, and you don't know the way the world works.
But look, we had
can be a bad
conversations
place.
with Morris, and we were respectful, and obviously we
Yeah, well, we're grown adults.
We were battling out some ideas, but then you look at some of the comments that were left about my views on
Yeah.
how Morris has his own backers and his own people,
followers,
and some people vehemently agree with him, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Well, there has to be a way
agree.
to
But
express
you
that
have
as
to
well,
be
being
able to-
respectful too.
And
Look, there was
Morris once pushed back on his views.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
only way to really know how good you're. If we should be.
And
all
Mars
open to
wouldn't want that
correction.
either. Mars wouldn't want. Obviously, he'd want people to agree with him, but he wouldn't want.
Well, you wouldn't have respectful disagreement.
Yeah, and but like, to give you an example, there was a program on RTE, not last night, the night before, about someone that took their own life because of trolls, and it's happening all across the world. It's just that in Ireland it wouldn't be as.
I only got about 5 minutes of that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I will watch it. It was made by Jared Walsh.
Was it?
Yeah.
I have never met him, but I've seen some of his stuff, and
It's
it's
amazing
it's brilliant.
Yeah, and obviously himself
Brilliant.
and Darren Conway
Yeah.
and Joe have put together some.
But he's
amazing
worked
sketches.
with other people as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
himself and Joe and Darren have made some unbelievable sketches over the last year or two.
Yeah.
Will we get into Kerry?
Well,
little
we'll
bit
we'll
after we get
finish
to
off.
this?
We'll finish off the RF says any tour of Creamy Pints in Mayo after try January. I done 2 shows with Alan Clark. That was 2,200 people twice between October and
November and December, was it? Oh,
no, October and December.
Yeah.
That's 4,400 people, and then I done a show with Garen Noon, which was 300 people down in Eris on the 29th of December. Then we done my own show, which was over 300 people.
300,
Yeah, maybe even close to 400 people. So I think we'll have to leave Mayo for a little bit, a few months. We are planning on a tour of the North, Scotland, Birmingham. We have a show already announced. I have a couple of shows coming up with Alan Clark on Thursday night, actually, in Galway. Then I'm in Sligo twice. Then I'm in Dublin twice. But that's even before I even announced the $3 Left shows. So it's a busy time ahead. But I cannot wait to announce the big shows. We're also going to be going back to the TLT in Drogheda. So no plans for Mayo quite yet. I know Alan might have something planned for May, another big show. But you didn't hear that from me, so you didn't. And if Alan's watching, you didn't hear it.
Alan, you didn't hear it
Yeah.
from him.
Starlight Sky, yep. Storm, Jocelyn, all evening. Total blank out. I'll stay to support till reception goes. Thank you very much indeed. It's great that you're able to get reception. Because I know when I landed back from Kerry, there was no reception. I couldn't even I put up a video. How it went up, I don't know. And then I couldn't even get a WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Jimmy goes, you ever watch the George Carlin 7 Words You Can't Say?
It's so good.
Is it?
Yeah,
Never
so
watched
good.
it, no.
Stephen doesn't watch other people's
I
comedy.
don't watch other people's comedy, and I don't know why. I've seen snippets of George Carlin, and I've seen
George Carlin was like a philosopher
yeah.
encapsulated in a... He's a hippie. Like,
Yeah.
but
I
he's
do
cool,
know.
man.
I know. I've seen it sort of in the background of my father watching them. My father got really into YouTube. My father was like a very busy man up until the bust happened, and then he just stopped going out really.
Yeah.
And he just started watching YouTube, and that would be right up his street. Got mad into conspiracy theories as well. Sometimes I think he just says things just to get under my tits.
Yeah, he does.
I know he does. I think you do the same. Kent goes, stay safe, Catherine. Yes, do stay safe, everyone. People who curse are more honest. Apparently so. Jack Walsh, glad you have power. Well, are you out, Jack? Over there in Partry. Stephen, will you be flying to Vancouver, BC after Birmingham? Yes, well, we will chat about that. I really want to go back to the States, and we might have our ticket out for April, but that's not confirmed yet. Definitely not confirmed, but if we can at all, we will be. I love going to the States. Absolutely love going to the States. There's a load here. I'm going to try and skip through these, and then we get to Kerry.
I think some of the guys are just chatting between themselves.
Okay, fair enough. Everyone share out the live. Thank you very much. Lovely cans. Too many rats and snakes down there, Ted. Down where? Down in Kerry? I doubt it's Kerry. George Carlin's parents are from outside Ballyfoot Buffet. No way. I did not know that.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. There's a lot of Irish Americans over there.
Yeah, I know, but
Carlin, would it be an Irish name?
It probably would be a Northern Irish name. Yeah, it could have been changed.
Maybe
in America.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's a very interesting fact.
Oh, he's talking about Wexford.
Oh,
out there.
Fair enough. What was I going to say? Now we'll talk about Kerry a little bit.
It's a fair spin down.
It's a fair spin down, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. It was
Plus
good.
we broke up. We split the drive.
We split the drive, which is always a good thing. But I'm sure no one gives a fuck
about that. Yeah.
Us splitting the drive down. But we went down and we started off in a place called Castle Gregory. Well, finally was able to say the name. I kept calling it every name bar its name. I was calling it Carahold.
Castle Gregory is the kind of terrain it's in is a lot like being on the Mullet Peninsula.
Yeah,
it
is.
It is exactly like, because you see in the Mullet Peninsula, in most parts of it, you'll see Achill in the background.
Yeah,
and it's got that big, almost mountainous out of the sea.
You're kind of looking up onto that's looking up onto the Connor Pass.
Yes,
when we didn't realize that until we were on
from
the Connor
both
Pass.
sides of it.
Yeah,
but there's a like the same type of rolling feature on the north side of it as the south, and looking onto the Connor Pass.
Yeah.
And
it was beautiful. Like the Maharees, never heard of them before in my entire life. Apparently, it's the longest strand in Ireland, and it is. And we couldn't even find it because there's a dune blocking it from the road.
Yeah.
So we were driving for like 2.5 kilometers and we thought they were taking the piss out of it.
Pulled over randomly.
I just pulled over randomly. I thought I seen a little snippet of a sand sort of through a little gap. Next thing I looked in, and there's the strand, the longest strand you could ever see.
It's massive.
It's massive.
And it was blowing a
gale.
Oh
blowing a gale. and I was just disappointed that we couldn't get any footage.
That see your man and what's his name, Lawrence, and the horse Declan.
Yes, yeah.
This fella trying to break a horse on the Strand. He was a bit of a wild book.
He was trying to break a horse, and he wanted me to go up on it.
He said he's a lovely, quiet fella.
Lovely quiet. He looked like he'd chew bulled wire, and that was just Lawrence.
Yeah.
The horse had a pair of legs on him. They were about that thick.
It was a cob.
Massive, cob. Yeah, but a nice looking cob.
A lovely fella. He wasn't that big.
Yeah,
but he was
young, big enough. I still wouldn't like to get a kick out of him.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably only a year or so, a year and a half.
Yeah,
maybe.
but we were down there. We done the show. It was in a pub venue, but it was a full house. Fred and Absolute had everything. Had everything organised to a T, which is always a major help when it comes to comedy. Done the show, got a great reception.
He has it down pat there.
Yeah.
He brings down a couple of acts.
Yeah.
He 2 or 3 towns over 2 or 3 days, and
they're all pretty close
out
to each other as well.
Yeah, they're sold out.
And the key to it as well is every single place has its own accommodation, and they look after you so well. They look after you with food. They look after you with drink. And the tickets looked after themselves really as well.
Yeah, it just laid on pints and
yeah.
Like
I know I said on the way down to Kerry that I would like to do it with less points, and I still would, but
see when you're hanging out with the crowd,
all part and parcel of it.
When you're hanging out with the crowd after,
yeah,
which is inevitable in the way
Yes.
you want to do it. People are so excited to hang out and have a pint with you.
Yeah.
It's like when you're hanging out after. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? Now, you could try and tip on quickly.
Yeah, but people would actually be disappointed at that. It's
100%.
became the drinking a few pints after the show has become part of the show itself. Yeah, a rod from my own back. I would love. You see, another thing that might help as well if I didn't drink 4 or 5 pints before I go on stage at all. That could be a major help, and that's something that I could start. I've done a few shows lately with no drink at all, so I need to get into that habit. But it's just having the crack. I get so excited about going on stage. I don't get nervous, you see. Yeah. I don't get nervous about going on stage. I cannot wait.
You really don't. You don't like. You like to have a little quiet time to yourself.
Yeah. All I need is 5 to 10 minutes by myself, even 20 or half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour before the show. I have a system in my head. I look at pictures of my kids. I have 2 pictures that I look at. I need to update them now, actually, because they're a couple of years old. And I look at them. I do the first one first, obviously the first one first. Watch the second one. Then I have this thing where I listen to Natalia Murphy. Just a little clip. It's just a habit I got into. I started listening to this. He does this piece on Led Zeppelin's.
What does he do again?
Oh my God, Kashmir. Yeah. There's no singing in it. He just plays it on the guitar, and it's just the habit that I've got into.
As well,
yeah, beat bender. So he's doing the guitar and the sort of the beat to it with his hands. It's absolutely incredible. If you look him up on Instagram, the only thing I've seen him on Instagram, on TikTok as well. His page is called Zeppelin Banter. So he's actually born in Belmullet, but he is massive over Bartra. He's massive in Chicago, and he's a massive page. And I met him over the Christmas as well. What an absolute gentleman!
That was last year you met.
No, I met him.
You saw him down.
Yeah, Neris. He played with me. He done the Folsom Pleasant Blues song.
Man.
Yeah,
was it better than me?
A little bit.
The bastard.
No, actually, I have to admit, Chris, you made a great job of it.
Yeah.
I must admit, I got Chris to play the guitar, for the 3 nights, and I tell you who you were better than on the guitar, because we were in sync and we practiced it. You were better than Fred in Clemaris.
That wouldn't have taken much.
Yeah.
But
actually,
Fred's a decent guitarist as well.
He's a great guitarist. But what happened was, we'd organised Fred to come on, and I sing this song that I wrote about being banned on Facebook, and Terry Norman was with me as well when we wrote it. And so sometimes I sing it on my own, but it's better if there's a guitar behind it. So I said, Fred, will you come out and play the song? And he said, oh yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, no problem. But when I went to call him out, when I went to call him out on stage, he was nowhere to be got.
Yeah,
And
went for a piss.
he went for a piss, and not just the toilet wasn't right beside the stage or anything. The toilet was about 200 meters away,
Yeah,
and had about 3 or 4 doors to get through
Yeah.
as well. And firstly, we didn't even know where he'd gone to start off with.
Yeah.
So he left me sort of half hanging. I managed to create a joke out of it, but when he came out, then he hadn't a clue what he was doing.
no.
I was well off if I hadn't done it all, or else if you had grabbed the camera and actually do it. I didn't realize that you had known.
I should have, those type of Johnny Cash songs down pat.
Yeah.
I've just messed around with them
It's
so long.
always
so
been
long.
it's always been an instrument that I just want to learn to play, the guitar. And
was
every
the
time
same.
every time I went to learn it, I ended up drinking a bottle of vodka because the fella that I was learning off, we just instead of going actually doing anything, we'd end up drinking vodka.
Well, I didn't start playing guitar until I was 25, 26. So literally anyone can play guitar
Yeah.
if they actually want to. It's about putting the time into.
I need
making it
longer
happen.
fingers though. I've awful short
No.
stubs.
My fingers aren't that long.
They're like a willy that's gone cold.
Which one?
But all of them.
Which Willie?
Ken says, great routine, Stephen. Your kids is grand. Yeah, I watch them and I think to myself, at the end of the day, I'm still going to have to get up in the morning, no matter how the show goes, whether it's good or bad, and I still have to
I'll
provide,
tell
and I
you
still
my
love
routine. It's to stare blindly at the phone, talk to myself for a while, go up on the stage, and forget everything.
them. But it's all about time. You'd one very good set, and actually you've had 2 good sets. From what I've seen so far,
Yeah.
so it's all about time on stage. Some people come alive. Like if I know that I'm slurring my words here, but as soon as I get up on stage, then it's like it's like a drug.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think about my kids, and as Pete has this great thing as well where he'll go the cookie jar. So it's an imaginary cookie jar, and I know he got it off. Could have been David Goggins or one of them.
Yeah.
It's about all the accomplishments you've done in your life, in when you're going through a tough time. So you have an imaginary cookie jar. You open the cookie jar and you dip into it, and you take. I've done that in my life, and you eat this imaginary cookie jar
to give
to
yourself
boost
a little
yourself up.
boost.
Exactly,
Yeah.
self confidence. So coffee morning show, lads. Coffee morning show. Is that like a live show, or do you mean a live podcast? That might be a bad idea.
Maybe not. I didn't think that would
Like
be
a-
a fine idea. We could do a live podcast with the live audience just chilling out in a coffee shop. That'd be good. crack.
Yeah, that would be a great idea. The
Nice
only
and
problem
loose.
with that is you'd need to have someone to head it, to chair it.
No.
'Cause you'd have a
You
l-
know what you'd need? You'd need someone on production.
Well, that too. But the idea is that you'd have to have 4 or 5 people tuned in and in sync, that they're not talking over each other.
Yeah.
Like obviously you're going to get people arguing and people are going to talk over each other, and that's actually
But
that adds
it
to
could
it.
be it could be just me and you.
Yeah, well, we'd
And the
definitely be
guest.
we'd definitely be
Arguing.
arguing 100%. 100%. Cardinal O'Flanagan, what's the crack? The crack is good, Chief. Hope all is good with you. Kent, Chris, Johnny Cash. It was Johnny Cash, false.
Yeah,
yeah. 100%.
Of the
Coins in a condom.
I don't know what that means.
What does that mean, Jim?
Is there money to be made out of condoms? Could we stick your face on a condom and sell it as merch?
That's a brilliant idea.
It would be fucking hilarious. But
Is that what he means?
is that what is that what is that would girls
Can you
really
imagine?
want that?
Can you imagine putting on a Johnny and seeing my face looking back at you?
I would fucking be disgusted.
Yeah, I'd be disgusted myself. I really, really
Your
would.
head was on my head.
But that's actually a good one. But yeah, then we had that was that night. Then we went into Dingle on the second night. That's where you told with my you told a joke
Johnny
the first
Cash.
night, huh?
Johnny Cash. Coins in a condom.
Ah,
Jim, that's actually brilliant.
yeah. Okay. Ethan
Yeah.
says different kind of creamy. You're dead right, Ethan. Very good.
Yeah, so Dingle was great. The weather was Terrible.
Terrible, yeah. We didn't catch a break with the weather at all.
Yeah.
Even Tralee, no, we definitely didn't catch a weather.
No, Tralee was worse.
Weather with Tralee. We had a mighty old crack. Fred organised it to a T. We had 3 full shows, which is always a help when you know you have a full house and they're engaged and they want to be, no matter what show it is, it's half the battle. The show is already won at that stage if people are tuned into it already. So, and I'll tried a lot of new stuff. I'd say I done 3 completely different sets in 3 nights.
Yeah.
I was on stage for 30. See, I was only headlining. So I was on for about 34 minutes, and I'd say half of that was new stuff. Then I was on 38 minutes, and then 40 minutes the last night, and all sort of new material. So cannot wait to do the full show again. Absolutely buzzing for it. Even though my head at the minute, I went to do a video earlier on today, and I'm like, I can't think. And when I was running, I was coming up with unbelievable ideas. I had them wrote down. I just couldn't put them into a sequence.
It's the way it can go. Like that was a fun night.
Yeah.
The food, well, even though you weren't happy with the portion size,
No,
the
it was tiny.
food was great.
Tiny. Yeah, and the food is great down in Killarney, but there's one thing that there wasn't a lot, or Dingle, but Dingle. In Kerry in general, there was no place in Kerry. I know it's January, so we had to really wait until we got to Tralee before there was a lot of choice.
Much bigger
food.
town.
Much bigger town though.
Yeah.
Didn't realise it was twice the size of Castlebar. But anyways, Jimmy goes, 20 years ago, had the crack with Cash's drummer outside the studio. They recorded the records at, what's this heart doing in the way? There's actually a heart on my screen that is sort of blocking your text.
Fella was looking for direction. Turned out to be your man.
Johnny Cash?
Yeah.
Wow. Kent loving the crack. Fair play, Kent. Glad that the sound was good from the start tonight.
I wasn't gonna do another one last night, but that was heartbreaking.
I was going to jump out the window, and we're about 3 stories up.
Oh God! I would, even if it was on the ground floor, it would have been worth jumping out the window for. And we had Miho there as well. Miho was so good.
He was great, and he was very good, and he was about to tell a story on the podcast as well before we realised that the sound was shit.
It was just going around in loops. It was so annoying. I was so disappointed because I was like, this would be a really good way just to chill out.
And he had loads of stories about a beautiful comedy club down at City Limits in Cork, and that's where he's sort of residence. And he has a great story about how he became, a comedian, or how he got into stand up. He was literally just thrown onto the stage. By Brian, who is a character in himself in the City Limits in Cork. But he was just after, the thing is, he was just after getting out of the car. He was after collecting his girlfriend, that she was just after coming in from Italy.
Yeah.
And
she was
they must have been in Tralee before. And something must have happened in Tralee. She thought it was a rough enough town.
Yeah.
Now, I never heard that about Tralee. And Michal told her that, no, it's not rough at all. It's it's really cleaned up, and it's not like that anymore. Or it was never like that, or whatever. They literally park up the car. They're getting out of the car, and this high ace pulls up. Along the side of the road. A fella jumps out with a 24-inch spanner and starts battering the shit out of some other fella on the sidewalk. I battered him unconscious.
I think so.
Yeah, and then just obviously walked away, or was still there. I don't know, but. So it was, after him saying that it's really cleaned up its act, he gets out. And
disappointed by life.
A battering going on straight away. But
absolutely mad.
Oh, mental. But Tralee is incredible. Dingle's incredible. The hospitality is incredible. I know a lot of people say that Kerry people are cute whores, and they probably are. But when you're down there, they really look after you.
They're unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
People are so sound.
Yeah.
But look. They're from the same environment as us.
Yeah.
Mayo and Kerry, Kerry
very similar,
gets
similar.
Kerry gets the prestige. They have more of a industry around tourism.
The tourism, 100%. They have it down to a fine art, where really and truly the only proper town that has that infrastructure in Mayo is Westport.
Yeah.
But you could extend it out to Newport, out to Achill. It'll get there, but
Belmullet.
Belmullet, another beautiful area, Mayo.
It's unreal.
How I describe the difference between Westport and Belmullet is, and I know this is and I don't watch a lot of television, and I don't, but I did watch Game of Thrones all the way through, and Westport would be like Knots Landing for anyone that
King's Landing.
oh yeah, is it King's
King's
Landing?
Landing,
King's
yeah.
Landing. I don't know why I call it Knots Landing.
Yeah.
Is that a movie?
Knots Landing. No, I think maybe you're thinking of
Knots Landing. Knots
King's
Landing.
Landing.
Is Knots Landing not a Hugh Grant movie?
I don't. No.
All right,
Notting Hill.
Notting Hill. Same thing. But anyway, King's Landing would be like Westport, posh. Sort of, everything is pristine and it's good, better weather, and then Belmullet is equally as beautiful. And obviously, both places are beautiful, but Belmullet would be equally as beautiful. But it's the north. It's wild. It's cold. It's windy. It's windy even on it. It's windy inside in Belmullet. And I
Yeah.
think I've said this before. But anyway,
The crack is mighty in Beaumont.
ah yeah,
One of the
they're
best places to go for.
they're salt of the earth.
Yeah, they're good.
Absolute salt of the earth. The place is awash with cash. They're a law unto themselves, and I'm not messing when I say that.
Yeah.
They're a law unto themselves. They look after the things themselves down there. And it
Yeah.
might be a good thing. That might be a good thing.
the way. Might be the way.
So I think we'll wrap it up fairly soon. It has been a blast. I know we were on a bit earlier tonight. We will be back again very soon. Although you're going to Holland
Holland on Friday.
playing handball.
Yeah, playing handball. So
When are you back?
I'm back on Monday. I might try and. So I'm at the moment. I'm putting together a little video blog from our couple of days. So
Yeah.
hopefully might be able to get that out by Thursday.
Yeah.
And I might do what I might do, and you might do, is do a couple of video pieces from this week.
Yeah. Okay. Put it
So
all in together. Yeah, that's a great idea.
So you do your couple of days. You've got a couple of gigs. Get a bit of footage or just some selfie stuff, and I'll get some stuff from Holland and
Yeah. I have
all
a couple of
together.
very interesting things coming up. I'm going to be in Pukon tomorrow evening, at a night where Splitting the G gets you a free pint. Your next free pint.
yeah.
It got a lot of coverage in the last week or so. This gimmick that they're doing, but it's a great idea.
You've been practicing. How did that go?
Oh my God! I'm usually A1 at Splitting the G. I'd rather be splitting the G, but I'm usually A1.
But you're told you're not allowed to. At the moment. You're banned from that. Just like Facebook.
I'm never banned from that. I'm usually bang on with splitting. Jesus, splitting the G. I'd nearly say G now.
Can't get the G out of your head.
But I could not. I think I got it right once down in Kerry, and I had a good 40 or 50 attempts at it. And the 3 nights.
We did. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did. It
We
was
did
good
have
crack.
good crack.
It was good
We had
crack.
3 good nights,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
it was a lot. We drank a lot
we did.
before and after the
So,
gigs.
We were
Each
going
night.
to go live last night, but I think the two of us were just the motivation was
Oh,
gone,
And
gone altogether.
to be honest, I could barely take all the stuff out of the car, and I was trying to get through the day. Then I went playing handball, and I was just like, I'm fucking ready to crash now. So we'll but as I said, we go again.
Yeah, there's a few comments came in there very quickly. Leo the League with a Johnny Face Cash. Yeah, that's brilliant. Fluke Holland, his drummer, and the grandfather met Cash at his produce stand.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Douglas Holland must be also known as Fluke Holland.
Okay, very good. And there are
Very
bits that I
interesting.
didn't know. It's an American TV show.
King's
What
Landing.
is? Oh,
Knots
Notting
Landing.
Hill. Knots Landing, yeah. Wow, thanks, Kent. Knots Landing is a soap opera. So how did I even hear about Knots Landing?
I don't know.
I must have
You
picked it up
in
somewhere along
fairness,
the way.
There'd be some random stuff on your TV when I go in.
Yeah.
Like
Between me, you see,
oftentimes-
my mother has
Columbo's on a lot.
Columbo's on, Murder She Wrote is on a lot. CSI, not even the good CSI, like
No, one
in
from
CSI.
NCISI.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez, yeah. Some of them are good. You see,
Like-
what the problem is, my father has his own TV and my mother has her TV, and they're in the same room.
Yeah, they, you
No,
get a little-
they have two different they have two different rooms. Obviously, my mother doesn't like that conspiracy theory
she,
shit.
she doesn't have much time for it now.
No, absolutely none. She can't. She can't hack the Trump and the Biden argument. She just can't hack it.
Yeah.
But anyway, all the best, Kent. Fair play, Jim. I'd love to stay for longer and longer and longer. But
Yeah.
today is my bad day after drink. So you're lucky you got me at all.
And in fairness,
when I say my bad day
you've
after
been
drink,
worse.
huh?
You have been worse.
Oh yeah. I think I got a good run in today. The second or third day after drinking, after a couple of heavy sessions, my mind is shot. I'm just
I felt do you know what?
depression all the
On
way.
the Sunday, I felt so swelled from the drink.
Yeah, I know.
I just felt gross.
That reminds me, I need to take my blood pressure tablets.
I felt like I felt like I had gained a significant amount of weight because I hadn't been drinking.
Yeah.
And then just went fall. And the next thing I was just like, ugh, I feel gross.
Yeah.
And then I played handball a couple of times. I went for a run. I feel so much better with myself now.
Yeah.
Just getting a sweat up, getting back into it.
Yeah.
So hard. And it's so hard to do that while you're out trying to get all the gigs together and meeting up and kind of, you're too busy. You're on the road. You're moving.
Yeah.
It's hard to kind of get that, but it's really important.
Oh, 100%. I'd love to be able to do the tours without it, but it's all part of it now. I need to get a system back again, and the weather isn't helping either. The weather really
makes things so much more difficult.
Isn't helping. And I drink I drink every night if I could function with it, but you definitely not. You don't function right. Right, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much, everyone who tuned in and listened and commented and liked and has subscribed to the channel. It is brilliant. It is much better than the way we used to do it when there was no one on. So it's great to have people interacting with us all the time. And we will be back very, very soon. It'll probably be either the next week, I'd say.
It'll probably be. I'm back on Monday, so maybe Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night.
That'll
do.
You've got gigs in.
I have on Pucon tomorrow night. I have the show with Alan Clark and Garen Noon on Thursday night. And then Friday night, I have the big show in Limerick in Cask with Pete, and Adam Kelly as well is going to join us for a while as well.
Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please like the video as well. That would make a massive difference. Said the more people that we get on here and create more of this community, the more we can do, and more time we can spend at it. Said it's really important to try and get as much out of this as possible. So if you do have a look at the merch,
and check out the merch as well. Yeah,
I'll actually put a quick another link. I know you can see it at the bottom there. But,
well, I'm off to boil a saucepan for a cuppa. Is the electricity gone still? It's gone some places until Thursday, I think.
Yeah, I was talking
we were looking to get it
last
back
night, and he was saying that next it'll be Thursday before it's back in Claremorris, which is crazy. So,
right, guys, thank you so much. Till the next time, stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay away from yourself.
Good luck.